Now, we were talking about this because it was top of mind at last night's Democratic dinner. First of all, how important was it to have both presidential candidates show up to this dinner, Steve?
The energy in the room was really palpable. I mean, there was 1,000 people in the hall. It was a lot of energy from both sides. Clinton probably owned the room a little bit more than Sanders, but she probably has more people who can pay to go to dinner like that. So, but Bernie had the big rally beforehand. It was very exciting, and they both spoke to the crowd.
Now, there was one moment where Hillary Clinton spoke to the crowd defending everything, essentially, that President Obama has done over the last 8 years. We're going to play this quick sound and then ask you both questions after we hear this.
He has not gotten nearly enough credit for all that he's accomplished after all that he inherited with the Republicans putting us into the Great Recession. The best way we can say thank you to our president, who has faced implacable hostility from the Republicans, is by defending what he's done and going even further.
So Secretary Clinton essentially saying she defends everything that the president has done over the last 8 years, and she has to defend that moving forward now. As a talking point, I could see this on both sides. I could see an attack ad just based on what she just said. At the same time, she could be using this for real or to be elected. Where is this dangerous territory?
Well, you think about the last debate. It was kind of a who loves President Obama more, me or you? And so I think there's a legitimate desire by both candidates to make themselves out to be the legacy, the person that carries on that legacy. I don't know. There's some risks given the fact that half of the country doesn't like President Obama.
I agree. I mean, it is a legacy conversation, and we're going to relitigate the Obama presidency, I think, in this election in the fall. And Democrats have to be okay with that. They have to defend what they've done on Obamacare, on the stimulus, on any number of things, on getting us out of the war in Iraq. And if they can do that effectively, then they'll have success. If not, then the Republicans will have success.
Let's talk about the GOP field now, because we see that narrowing and narrowing.
Not narrowing enough, as far as I'm concerned.
No, what do you think about it?
You know, I thought last night's debate was fantastic. I thought there was I find myself getting clear in who I particularly like, and I imagine other people are doing the same thing. But I also saw Jeb Bush actually stand up for the first time and call Trump on the fact that the way he acts is really a sign of weakness, not strength. And I think it gave points to Jeb Bush.
Who benefited from last night?
You know, I think the non-Trump candidates probably benefited because it was Trump's worst and it was also their best. And Rubio rallied, which I think puts him back in the game.
My view was that Kasich has been the guy who's kind of come on top the last couple of rounds, mostly because he has a positive message. He has a foundational message to talk about, here's what I want to do. I think he's the only adult in the room, quite frankly, and if there's a ticket I was afraid of, it'd be a kind of a Kasich-Rubio combination ticket. Not only are they smart guys, Kasech's been a governor of Ohio, but they bring you Florida and Ohio, too, and that's a really tough combination.
When do you think we'll see it whittle down, this list of 6?
You know, I think I'm hoping, right after Super Tuesday, there's a couple people that probably need to call it quits if their poll numbers are still pretty low.
I suspect Ben Carson goes pretty fast here after this is over with, but it could go well into April. This could be quite a long time. If you remember last time, it took Romney into April to win. I think in both parties, this is going to go on protracted for quite some time.
And when will Colorado start getting the attention of the GOP candidates? We've seen Democratic ads right now. When will the GOP start?
I think soon. It's interesting. We don't break down the same way as, say, a New Hampshire or an Iowa. In fact, you don't see the support here for, say, Donald Trump that you see in some states. I think it keeps all these guys really in play.
And, this is maybe inside baseball a little bit for our listeners and viewers, but a caucus is different than a primary, and so it's a very narrow focus. So broadcast TV is not your best, most effective tool. Direct mail, digital, social media is maybe a little bit better way to talk to a very small slice of the caucus electorate.
Well, I know you two will continue to watch, as will we, and so thank you both for being here.
That's fascinating.
Appreciate your insight.
Keeps us busy, huh?
Definitely.
We turn our focus to the State House after this.